What's up, filthy animals? Ben from Blockbuster Mentality with my review of War for the Planet of the Apes. Yes, I am driving. I am doing a review on the go right now because I like to live on the wild side. But yeah, I saw War for the Planet of the Apes last night, and as many of you may know, I am a huge fan of this trilogy so far. Loved Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Thought Dawn was just an outstanding second installment of the franchise. Unbelievable film. So needless to say, I was super excited about War for the Planet of the Apes because this was going to be the conclusion of this trilogy and really wrap things up. And this movie, it was great. It was great. Let me just start off by saying I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to like it, but looking at it as an overall trilogy, I think it really was the perfect way to end it, and it really just fits in to make this one of the best trilogies. And I mean, it can be in the conversation for best trilogy of all time, or top 5, not all time. I think that the action was great. It was starts off basically a war scene through the jungle. I mean, it's almost like Vietnam sort of feel to it. Basically men trying to hunt down apes, and that's kind of how the film starts off. Super brutal. But let me just say that I think it was a little, false advertising is the word I want to use, but I think there wasn't as much war in it than that I thought there was going to be. I mean, the war, I thought it was going to be, apes versus humans. This is Caesar's final, hurrah and final, battle to finally, prevail over humans. As the trailers show, obviously he wants to be at peace. He didn't start the war, but, ultimately, humans are attacking him, so he's got to do everything he can to protect his family. Again, don't expect much war in this movie. I mean, beginning and end, yeah, big action, but I'd say what stood out to me most about this movie was the emotional and the brutality of it. The violence and the gore. There wasn't much gore. It was PG-13, but for a PG-13 movie, it was borderline rated R with its violence and its bloodshed. I do think that added a lot to the emotion. I mean, I liked the character motivation. Caesar in this movie, his motivation is just outstanding. Again, everyone says it, but the CGI in this movie is just, it's top of the line. It's state of the art. I mean, you can't beat the CGI. So I mean, that aspect of it. Woody Harrelson, I thought would be in it more, and I thought I was happy about his casting, liked what I saw in the trailers for the movie, but I don't know. I'm a big Woody Harrelson fan, but I was a little disappointed in his role in this movie. Not so much the performance, but just, I don't know, just I guess the way he was written, some of the lines were just kind of throwaway to me, but Andy Serkis as Caesar. I mean, yeah, you get the whole Oscar talk, like, should motion capture finally be involved in Oscar discussions? I don't think that's ever going to happen, but again, you felt the emotion in his performance, and I really liked the addition. The only comedic element was this new ape called Bad Ape, who I guess is voiced by Timothy Zahn, Timothy Zahn, Steve Zahn, who is a great actor, in more in comedy roles, but he was an outstanding addition to the film. Overall, visually, emotionally, the brutalness of it when it was, when they were going through more of the war scenes, those were pretty intense. Loved that. I mean, it showed shades of Dawn, the Planet of the Apes with that. It did drag a little. I think the middle kind of got a little slow. I'm not one that needs, constant action or anything, but I think they could have could have sped up the pace a little bit, I'd say, with this film. But overall, I mean, it's on par with Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I think Dawn is still my favorite. I think I would give Rise of the Planet of the Apes slight edge over this one, just because Rise of the Planet of the Apes blew me away. I love what they did with that. I like how this is basically an origin story to the originals, and I think this movie ties into that well. Talking about war, I think this movie ties into that well, but it just goes to show how great the other two movies were, that this would probably be third on my list for them. But I really enjoyed this movie. You know, I think since I was expecting so much, that might have hindered my view on it right now. I was expecting to really like it more, and from the trailers I thought there was going to be an actual more, like I said, war. I mean, it's almost like an escape film more than it is a war film. I mean, that's not really spoilers, but yeah, overall, again, a great film. Liked it. Great way to end the trilogy. I think this movie adds to it, and I think Planet of the Apes, it just goes to show that the other two were so great that this is third on my list. Does not take away from this film at all that it would be third on my list now. So definitely check this one out. See it in the theater if you can, and let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and listen to our podcast, Blockbuster Mentality, every Friday as we do movie analysis and news shows. We're going to alternate weeks. This week coming up, we're going to have, or next week, we're going to have a news show. The week after that, we're going to have our analysis of Arrival. So again, subscribe to the channel. Oh, I'm sorry. I would rate this movie probably 7.5 out of 10. So there you have it. That's it for me. I'll catch you guys at the movies.